This video is a review for your lesson quiz. This is the warm-up problem that we're going to do, but you want extra practice, you can go ahead and listen in class if you're needing extra help. So I'm just going to go through these problems. I'm going to try to rewrite them so they're a little bit bigger. So we're going to solve, we're going to list a couple of solutions, we're going to graph, and then we're going to put an interval notation, kind of everything you need to do as far as that solving side goes. So I'm going to get the variable by itself. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. Negative 6b less than or equal to 12. And to solve this, I know that I need to divide by negative 6. If it was an equation, I would just divide by negative 6. Do the same thing. My camera's a little blurry there. But with an inequality, when I divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, I have to change the inequality sign. So b is greater than or equal to negative 2. I'm going to do the graph first. I already have my solution. I'm going to do the graph first. Make a solid circle because it's equal to. And arrows going to the right. Arrows match up, same direction. And it says list at least 2 specific values for solutions. So I made this number line so that I can have a few values on here. So negative 1 would be a value, 0, 10, anything to the right. Negative 2 would be a solution because it's included. Okay, now for interval notation, here's how I've been showing people if they're getting confused. Line up your interval with your number line, and wherever the arrow is, that's going to be your infinity. And then you just need to put the start of your interval, and if it's a solid circle, you make a bracket. Okay, the next one, 15f plus 9 is greater than 3 times 5f plus 3. If you're doing this and you haven't had the class yet, you should pause it right now and work out the problem yourself and then check it. So I'm going to distribute first, 15f plus 9, 15f plus 9. And I noticed something's fishy here. These two are the same, and you can go ahead and try to solve. 15f is greater than 15f. If I divide both sides by f, I get 15 is greater than 15. So that would be no solution. And you can just leave your number line blank. No solution. You can write empty set. Either one of those works. It's kind of a special case, like some of you. 6z minus 15 is greater than or equal to 4z plus 11. Very straightforward. This is the kind you got to get right 100% of the time. Draw a line. Variables together. 2z minus 15 greater than or equal to 11. Add 15. 2z is greater than or equal to 26. Divide by 2. Multi-step equation here. Z is greater than or equal to 13. Again, following the same steps. Make your number line. 13 is in the middle. You want to put a number on either side, you can. That makes it nicer. Arrow goes the same direction. So if they're asking for solutions, it starts with 13 and goes on over. So 13, 14, whatever. If you're writing this in interval notation, line up, put your infinity with the arrow. Start of interval, it is included, so I make a closed bracket. We never make a closed bracket with infinity because it's not a number, it's a concept. Okay, so negative 3, next one will be negative 3, 4 minus m is greater than or equal to 2, 4m minus 14. Distribute, be careful with your negatives. Negative 3 times negative 1m is 3m. 8m minus 28. Draw your line. I'm going to bring the m's over here to try to keep them positive. and then add 28. So I have 5m and 16. And sometimes you get scared. It's scary when you have something that's not going to divide evenly. So you just go back and check and make sure that you multiplied stuff right. It's possible to have fractions. It's like I multiplied everything right. So I have some confidence there. So I'm going to divide by 5, 16 fifths, which is 3 1/5 if you want to do that, or if you want to do a decimal, 3.2. To graph this and even to write your solution, we want to flip it back over. So I need to put the m on the left. You can't do that without flipping over the inequality sign. If I were able to take my paper and turn it over, that would be what it reads. Okay, so I go to my graph, and I'm going to write this as 3 1/5 because it helps me think about the number a little better. The arrow is to the left, so the arrow here is to the left. That means anything smaller than 3 1/5. So 3, 2, any negative number would be a solution. To make your interval notation, the arrow goes with the infinity. I put a negative on there to show direction. And 3 1/5 is included because there's a closed circle there. The last one is a little bit more complicated. Again, when you're doing these on the video, pause the video and solve it. So after I write this, pause your video, solve the problem, and then check your answer. So pause it right now. Draw your line. CLT. Combine your like terms. So 8 minus 2 is 6. Z plus 5. Don't start solving it. This is 6z plus 3 plus 2. Again, combine your like terms. 6z plus 5, 6z plus 5. I know those are the same thing. I can subtract everything way I want to, but those are equal to each other. 6z plus 5 is less than or equal to 6z plus 5 because of that equals right there. So my solution is all real numbers. And to put that on a number line, I make my number line and I just make sure that it's clearly dark, that I'm shading everything. To write this in interval notation, follow your arrow. That's an infinity. Follow your arrow. That's an infinity. So negative infinity to positive infinity, all real solutions. This is a warm-up problem that we'll do, but if you want to be ahead of the game, you can start it right now.